Greetings everyone, I'm here again with my child. This time he's decided to make an appearance. So since the last video that I did, somehow inexplicably some of you enjoyed seeing my face and hearing my voice. So I've decided to do another video because I have several key announcements to make that are really exciting. So first of all, the paperback version of my book is live and exclusively available on Amazon right now. So I will put the link in the video description. If you're looking at this on YouTube, it'll be somewhere down there or wherever it is. I don't know what people do. It's also gonna be in my Instagram bio, and you could always shoot me a message or email if you still can't find it. The second thing that I have to tell you about is that I'll be doing a free webinar that's in the coming week or two, that's facilitated by some kind folks at Catapult Creative Caribbean, Fresh Milk Barbados, American Friends of Jamaica, and Kingston Creative. I hope I got all of those names correct, but if I didn't, I'm sorry. And the third thing, when we were doing the live video, I had several questions and comments that I did not get to, and I promised to get to them, and so I'm finally doing that right now. The first question, if I remember correctly, was if all 489 species of birds are all resident here, and that tally consists of residents. It consists of vagrants. Vagrants are birds that just happen to come here once or twice, and migrants as well. So yeah, not all residents. The second question was a question on feeding birds and feeding them sugar and so on. Breadcrumbs. Breadcrumbs is definitely not advisable, even though birds will eat it, but it might clog their digestive tract or cause some further problems. Sugar, if you're feeding birds sugar, you should probably do a sugar solution, which is like what people do on hummingbird feeders, which is 4 parts water to 1 part sugar. So if you're doing 1 cup of sugar, you do 4 cups of water, and it has to be white sugar, most importantly, not brown, right? It must be white and pure. The third question was to go through the chapters in the book, right? Which I'm really sorry that I didn't see this question. This is a very, very excellent question, and it would have been extremely relevant in the live launch, but unfortunately I missed it. So the book consists of 8 chapters. The first chapter is entitled Why Birds? So that really tells us why exactly did I choose to highlight birds among all of the animals that exist. The second chapter is birding, so I speak about what is birding, how is birding a thing, and the third chapter is, let's see, do I remember this? Yeah, of course I do. Identifying birds. Identifying birds consists of a watered down schematic of a bird with some basic names. So you're not going to get like extremely technical terms like retroces and supercilium and that sort of thing, but you'll get back and tail and legs and wings, right? And head, in case you couldn't tell where a bird's head is, that will be pointed out to you. The fourth chapter is how to bird, so I talk about things like binoculars and optical aids that you may need to use for your birding excursions, and little things like field tips and ethical considerations and whatnot. Moving on to chapter 5, we have where to bird in Trinidad and Tobago. So that chapter is actually takes us on a little virtual tour of the 2 islands that we live on, and we show you some really wonderful locations. I also have a list of places that you can go including eco lodges, eco resorts, and general birdie locations that are currently established in the country, as well as a list and contact information for several birding guides that you can call to take you out. And I suggest that you take that advice and you call these people, and they will be more than happy to take you out and show you some birds. The 6th chapter is the largest chapter in the book and maybe is about 500 pages long, and that's species accounts. And in that chapter is where I take the 177 species and speak about each one on an individual level. After species accounts, we have the inevitable chapter 7, which is birds in danger. And in that chapter, I tell you about the threats that birds face and what each one of us can do to sort of mitigate these threats that they face, and to maybe on an individual level to try to help them. And it's really meant not to overwhelm but to empower everyone. So I'm not going to tell you to make decisions that are policy in nature, because that's not what you and I can do. We're just individual people. So I'm telling you things like plant native trees, put fruit out for birds, and so on, right? So things that can be done on an individual level. What comes after 7? All right, 8 comes after 7. So chapter 8 is entitled, I think I found an injured bird. So very often we might see a bird that's on the ground, and we're not sure if it's injured or not. So some people might pass it straight, some people might want to help it, and sometimes the good intentions don't really have the best effects. So so I talk a little bit about that. I kind of get into identifying what young birds look like. So if a bird is maybe just sitting down on the ground, you observe it, and it maybe just be a young one. It might have some parents around. If it's dragging a wing, it might be injured. So all of these little things. And I also have some contact information for a couple of wildlife rehabbers in Trinidad as well as on Tobago. And yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, how you doing? And yeah, he's back. To probably signify that I have reached the end of this video, and yeah, I know. So yeah, thanks guys. Make sure and check out the book. If you have bought the book already, thank you very, very much. Be sure to go to Amazon and leave a review or a rating on the book. That will go a very, very long way. Yes, baby, come. Yeah, he looks away, of course. I tell him to come. So yeah, thanks again guys, and have a good one.